Welcome back to Fox 43 AM Live. Join us now are Ali Geist with the Stormville Event Center and Candace Fries with Smash It Demolition as we get ready for Capital City Carnage this weekend. Good morning.
Morning. Morning.
Great to have you guys here. Candace, especially happy to have you here. Ali and I have spent years talking about the Demolition Derby and Capital City Carnage and Blizzard Bash coming to town, and it's always been such a fun event. But you being a part of it, I'd love to hear your perspective of these organizations, of these events going on. What does it mean for you to kind of come to Topeka to have such it's your biggest event of the year, right?
So it's one of our biggest.
Yes.
Yep, we're here in November, and that's our biggest one. Just pulling into Topeka here each time in November, here in March, it's just awesome. It's kind of my home away from home, I call it. But I get to meet everybody here from all over the nation, all these drivers and fans meet here in Topeka, Kansas for some Demolition Derby action.
So describe the action to our viewers that may have not been to the show yet, and what's happening here for Capital City Carnage.
Well, we're here to wreck cars and vans. We do have a minivan class this weekend. Instead of it happening in the Walmart parking lot, we're going to do it on dirt. But yeah, that's really what we're here to do, is crash cars and make metal. And I always call it, we're here for the carnage in the capital city.
It's such an amazing show. Danny, we have some footage, right? Go and pull that up, Danny, as we keep talking, because I want people to really experience what's happening at the Stormville Event Center this weekend. There it is right there. And you've been a driver too, right?
Yep, for 20 years.
What's the experience like being in the pit in all this chaos going on?
It's an adrenaline rush, whether you're in the car or not. Being in the event center, watching these cars with 7,000 people around you, and just those cars pulling through the tunnel and crashing for fun. It's amazing.
Yes, it really is. And I want to talk about some of the rules now, because we were talking a little bit earlier. I didn't realize all the rules that went into this. I hear the buzzer goes off and I just see people start crashing into each other. And I've talked about my experience being in the audience. Like their friends are signaling them to do things at times, like get out of the fight if they have to. But yeah, talk about how does all that work?
Yeah, I mean, it's not only a strategy game for a driver, but you have to think about they have 60 seconds to make a hit. And we have stopwatches all around that arena that have them on a clock all the time. So if they don't make a hit, I mean, you can tell in the video they're making hits, but if they don't, they get disqualified. You're not supposed to hit a driver's door because, why hurt the person? But, the cars are safe. They're not going to get hurt. But, the builds, these guys are working on these builds. A lot of these guys were here in November, and now they're here in March. So they've been busting their tail to get these new cars done to come run the show. We do have cars that will be here that were here in November, but a lot of them have fresh cars. So they have a rule set that they have to follow. We take safety very seriously because, I mean, you're getting in a car, you're driving fast, and you're hitting hard. You gotta be safe. But yeah, they go through a complete inspection. They pull into our vendor hall. They start on the bottom side, check everything from on the bottom side. Then we pull it to a two-post hoist, and they get lifted in the air and get looked at again. They get looked at. They can take their car back, but if they try to add anything or do anything, we check it again before they go. So, not only safety is our main concern, but each class has their own rule set. So everybody has to be built fairly the same.
I love that. I love the integrity in the sport. You mentioned the minivans crashing. Also, we were talking earlier that you have something for the younger drivers out there.
Yeah, so we have Power Wheels. They range from age 3 to 9. They beef them up. These kids come in with little race suits on, and they wear helmets. They're normally kids of drivers or derby kids that are involved in the sport, so they want to be like mom, or they want to be like dad or aunt, uncle, grandpa, whatever it may be. We let them go out there 8 to 10 minutes and just crash their cars. They put bigger batteries.
Bumper cards.
Yes, yes. They put bigger batteries in them, so they soup them up. They want to be like Dad and have a car like that. But anybody can come. So if anybody here in Topeka has a Power Wheels and want their kids to crash, bring them on out.
When is that going to be?
Saturday night. It'll be $10 to do it. Every kid gets a prize. Just remember to bring them a helmet.
In a few years, Augie might be getting behind the wheel one of these. I want to see this.
Yep.
That's fantastic. And we were also talking. You guys are also, you're huge support of the community. You guys are doing fundraisers as well. Talk a little bit about that. Like what's happening this weekend?
Saturday evening, we're going to raise some money for a fellow driver that got out of his derby car and had some things happen in November. Unfortunately, he's still here in the hospital, so we pray every day for him. But we want to raise some money. He's got 2 young kids and help with those hospital bills, and hopefully he recovers here shortly and be able to be out on the derby track again. But the derby community is really a big family, and you can say that in any sport or hobby. Everybody has their clique, but I tell you what, we've raised a lot of money in Stormont Valley Event Center for a lot of kids and stuff like that. So to give back to a driver that has supported the events in Topeka for every year since it started, it's going to be really heartfelt. And anybody that can come out and support him is more than welcome to not only come out for the derby, but kind of feel our love in that arena of what the derby community really does.
Wonderful. So Allie, people coming to the derby, what do they need to know? Ticket-wise, what tickets are available? I know there's a weekend pit pass, right?
Sure, yes. So the show starts tonight at 7 p.m. There's a show at 7 p.m. tomorrow night, but then there's also a 10 a.m. show on Saturday as well. So you can go to either of the 3 shows. Pit passes are kind of like the mecca of the ticket. So you're able to get into the vendor hall and kind of see the inspections happening. So that ticket price is around $93. But to enter the derby for the evenings, adults start at $32. There is a kids price, but then the Saturday 10 a.m. show, I believe tickets start at $17 for everybody. So that's the way to get in there, get in the action for a little bit less. And of course, you can buy them straight at the Cable Dahmer box office or online at Ticketmaster. But there will be online fees at Ticketmaster.
Of course. Well, that's wonderful. Yes, get your tickets now, ladies and gentlemen, because I've been there in the past. It is packed. I've never seen the event center so full, unless it's Demolition Derby.
And the box office will be open all day today, all day tomorrow. So, yeah.
Wonderful. I do want to remind everybody, bring a clear bag, right?
Yes,
I feel like
please.
we have to remind everyone every now and then, we bring a clear bag.
Yes, check our website. You can see all the prohibitive items. Again, we are also very big on safety too. So. That's why we have the regulations that we do.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Yes,
It's been wonderful chatting with you about the derby.
Thank you.
And everyone, again, to get your tickets, head on over to the Cable Dahmer box office of the Stormont Valley Event Center or go to StormontValleyEventCenter.com.